Okay, here's the actual camera. All right. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. Let's go ahead
Check.
and get the Facebook on as well. I think this is the go live should be hopefully.
Putting up the go live button.
Check. Okay, so it says we're live. It says we're live. Great. Great. Check.
Check.
Right. All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. This is the camera right here. Look that way. See, links up. Okay. Welcome everybody. To addressing the nation. The name of this teaching is. You know what? Okay, hold on for a second. We gotta open up another browser to show us that everything is working just right. Also, last time we had issues with our audio. If you're watching, can you please make sure to let us know in the comments section, either on Facebook or on Lampshades Israelite Ministry, whether you can hear the audio clearly or not. And actually, I think I can hear some of the sound of the actual uh, laptop. Yeah, so we're gonna have to get that fixed eventually. Yeah, I can hear it pretty loud, so
I mean, it is what it is.
it's probably right near the mic as well.
We usually get that stuff worked out in the editorial type of stuff. So,
You know what else I can do is let me see if I can start a live as well on Lorania's YouTube or Facebook, should I say?
from this one,
Yeah,
and just compare notes afterward.
yeah, pretty much. Just give us a second. We're still working these things out. Oh, ye sons and daughters of Jacob. Um, so that there's other ways in which we can go ahead and record this live. And again, what I think is, I think we're having issues with the our old laptop in which we normally do these teachings. The old laptop, and we've been already talking about getting a newer one on a newer laptop, and I think that's going to happen soon enough.
If there's time,
Yeah, if there's time.
y'all will.
All praise and glory be to Yah. So I'm gonna go ahead and start a separate feed. Start a separate live, just in case anyone's having a hard time hearing on this one on Lorania Lambu Facebook page. I'll put the link in the description below. Right. So just give me a quick moment to set that up. Oh, it says we're live now on the Lorania one. Great. Let me go ahead and move the camera on this one so that okay. So that there it is. All right, great. So we got all three on right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link to hers on besides Zuniga's Facebook page. So we're doing a little hop, skip, and a jump right now, just for a moment. But it is what it is. Just be patient, O ye sons and daughters of Jacob. We will get to the teaching, or the addressing the nation. We'll get to it soon enough, right? These obstacles, we're just learning how to hop, skip, and jump through these obstacles, these hurdles, so that we can get this word to the children of Israel, and also, of course, this message from the Most High to whom it is for. And, we'll get into that very soon. All praise and glory be to Yah. Slow computers, slow computers. And also, we're waiting for everyone else to come on in as well. Those who would want to see this teaching and so forth and so on. Where is the, this is kind of going a little slower than expected.
On a verbal tip, it's Lorania, right? Lambu.
Yeah,
That's
but there's probably a search feature right here, which would send me to, besides Zuniga or the other ones.
yeah,
Yeah,
with friend list or something that was
yeah.
posted that you could just go into one of the posted things.
It's just 25 friends. We click on that one really quickly. So again, we're also just waiting on everybody to come on in. Again, be patient, all you sons and daughters of Jacob. We will get to it. We're just got to jump through these hurdles really quickly.
Yeah, the internet's starting to slow down.
All of a sudden,
All of a
right?
sudden, undoubtedly, they're losing their grip on these aspects of their whole kingdom is falling apart. And one of those things is the internet now that the 400 years is up. You know, and they're just trying to make excuses for why these things are cyber attacks, or they're saying it's Putin, or they're saying it's just the war atmosphere or whatever. But we all know what it's really about.
Exactly.
They're losing the powers and principalities. They're losing the authorities that they once held during these 400 years.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the link of the live that's also on Lorania Lambu's Facebook page. I'm gonna put that link also on Pasai Zuniga's Facebook page, so that if you're having a problem hearing the audio, and all of a sudden it's telling me that they're not letting me do that. Let me try again. And that's also why you guys are supposed to be friending all of these various different channels, all of these various different avenues in order to stick with the chosen leadership of Israel, because they're making this stuff difficult, people. And we're beyond the 400 years, and these powers and principalities are doing their best to make this harder to put forth. It is what it is. They don't want the newbies, the people who are just coming onto this stuff, to get this information. I posted it. I'm just looking to see whether it's actually been posted or not. So again, speak in the comment section, oh you sons and daughters of Jacob. Can you hear what is being said? Is the audio getting through? And have the link that we posted on um, besides Zuniga's Facebook page from Lorania Lambu's Facebook page. Can you see it? Can you access it? Because they're not really giving me much information on the fly on the live right now. So I'm not quite sure if it's on there or if it's not. If you see it, please somebody uh, say so that we can go ahead and move on and begin this teaching. I'm gonna try one more time to post this, and hopefully it does. Okay, so it says it has. So hopefully They're not just telling a big fib, and that it is. If you're noticing that our eyes aren't looking at the cameras or anything of that nature, again, it's because these cameras are spread out into different directions and everything else, and the third. So our eyes is not going to be on the cameras. All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. So again, we're going to go ahead and begin. Welcome everybody to Addressing the Nation. Thus saith Yah, you will go to war and enact the draft.
Praise be y'all.
I'm your host, the priest of the Most High, the High Priest, Sakuma Zingami Lambu. And this is your anointed King of Israel, King Lucifer. Welcome everybody today to today's teaching. Welcome. It's been a while. Again, we go in the spirit. When the Most High gives us a spirit to do something, to teach, to address the nation, we do so, and that's what we're doing now. Anointed King, did you want to add anything?
Most def. Want to start off with for those of you who may be watching for the very first time, the leadership of Israel is Israelite leadership from the tribe of Judah, the king's tribe. We don't accept tithes and offerings of money. We have no 501c3 church charter. Deal with the devil. Nor do we monetize our videos. That's right. No PayPal, no Patreon, none of that. And y'all willing, there never will be. The Most High is for free and not for sale. This truth is for free and not for sale. And y'all willing. Neither are we. We want to welcome everybody to today's telecast, broadcast, all the Jews as well as the Gentiles, even the heathen, because nobody comes to the leadership of Israel unless the Most High sends them. So make sure also you who are watching All Israel that you're sharing this posting it out in your on your channels and the means in which that you have to communicate. Make sure that you are doing your part to be a part of what the Most High is doing. Now, make no mistake, don't get twisted. The Most High is doing the heavy lifting. He's spreading this truth throughout all the four corners of the world, right? Even here in spiritual Babylon, spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, spiritual Egypt, our open door prison. But you want to make sure that you are part of what is happening, what Most High is doing, right? This is a time of faith and works meets into repentance. The proof phase is coming in, and as it finalizes with the proof stage, no doubt the value of faith is going to be diminished. So you want to make sure to fully utilize the faith and works leads unto repentance phase, right? To put your work forward that you may reap in the harvest when the harvest fully comes in. All right, those children of Israel, and again, welcome to everybody joining us today.
Wonderful. And okay. Just talking about what's going on. The Most High gave me a vision, a dream, letting me know to give a message to the powers that be, so to speak. We all know it ain't Joe Biden running this nation. That there are spirits, there's powers and principalities. He's merely a puppet of what's really going on and who's really behind the scenes, the dictator and those powers and principalities that are guiding his steps. They're the ones that are in power, so to speak, in regards to this nation. And they know their names, though I'm not going to be saying their names. Obviously, the Most High knows their names. All praise and glory. Best believe it.
Right.
But it's not necessary for me to tell their names. They know who they are.
That's right.
And they're also watching these teachings, these telecasts, so to speak. They know who we are as well.
Praise be to Yah.
out. Um, and this teaching, this message, is for them. You know, and let me make sure to say it point blank. Thus saith the Lord, Yah, you will go to war and enact the draft. Praise be to Yah.
Praise be to Yah.
And I am going to be repeating that message throughout this teaching. All praise and glory be to Yah. Just make sure that it is accomplished. You know, the way the Most High would want it to be accomplished. And again, these powers and principalities, they know who we are and they're watching, and that message is for them. Now, in regard to the children of Israel, just to explain to you guys what's going on, the Most High is letting it be known that the war, I'm sure you guys have heard of the war in Ukraine, the rumors of war in regards to China and Taiwan, and so many different hot spots that are popping up all over the place. I think now they were talking about China and whether it's Pakistan or India, I can't remember which one it is, but one of those two countries is starting to heat up.
Yeah. Or their border
Border dispute either with Pakistan or with India. I can't remember which one it is, but there's hot spots that are popping up all over Esau's kingdom. And what the Most High was letting us be known is that the war is going to begin. Now, what is this war that we've been talking about last teaching and also other teachings, in the Lampshade Bible Study series and so forth and so on? There's a war that is coming, right? There's going to rise up from these other wars that are already present, but it's going to be a war in which America is going to directly be involved in. I mean, yes, America is involved in Ukraine. Yes, America is involved in these wars all over this world. But Babylon is going to be involved directly with the birth of this war that's going to take place. It's going to begin, in full fledged at any moment between now all the way to 2024, y'all willing. We don't know the exact day, we don't know the exact hour. Only thing the Most High gave me was the urgency of the message.
Soon.
Again, we don't work in specific dates and times, only seasons.
That's right.
But this war is going to kick off very soon. And when this war does kick off, there's going to be a draft. And that draft is going to hit the black community very hard, O ye sons and daughters of Jacob, so that what is written in the scriptures will come to pass. In regards to the judgment coming down on the daughters of Babylon and the daughters of Israel, in regards to the black woman and her being desolate, sitting on the ground, her men dying in the war. That's the war that we're referring to. And those who are learned, you can find it. I may read it a little later on in this telecast. In fact, Anointed King, do you want to continue for a moment while I go ahead and pull it up?
Yeah, no doubt. Prayer be up. Blessed be Most High. We all children of Israel, as the Most High has had the High Priest of Israel, High Priest Akuma, teach you and tell you, O children of Israel, about these very many different things coming in. We all know through the Most High putting His word in His mouth that the 400 years have been completed in terms of our captivity here in Babylon, spiritual Babylon, mystery Babylon, right? Sodom and Gomorrah, here in America. And that they were going to be losing their powers and principalities, their authorities. And so they had to have an excuse as to why the changes were going and intergoing with America. These judgments that are hitting America, the inflation, the crash of the dollar, all these things that keep these Edomites up at night, right? So, I mean, on goes the war. This war, the Most High had the High Priest of Israel illustrating, talking to us about, O children of Israel, is happening, will indeed happen, as the Most High has had him to say. and they're just trying to create the construct because the judgment is hitting this country, and this country's in, as the Most High, that the High Priest of Israel teach you and teach us, O children of Israel, is thermonuclear fire. So rather than admit that it's the Most High that's bringing down this nation, that will bring down this nation, and will, burn up these Edomites, their eyes melting in their sockets, their tongue melting in their mouth, as the Most High had the High Priest of Israel teach you, your children of Israel. Rather than admit that that's exactly what's happening, they're creating the construct so that they can just blame it on the war, blame it on Putin, blame it on, North Korea, blame it on China, blame it on any of their adversaries who are chomping at the bit to be the ones to rule over, you know, Babylon, the Edomites, but ultimately the ones who will shoot off their arrows to destroy this nation. But in reality, it's the Most High who's bringing about this nation's fall because of judgment, most death. But again, they're just trying to create their sorcery and their lies so that those who are perishing, those who refuse the truth, will have their lies to believe as to why these things are taking place. Another excuse for them to continue in their wickedness. But as Most High, the High Priest of Israel, High Priest Kuba teaching you, children of Israel, he is separating and has separated these two people. Those who are wicked are off to do their wickedness. Those who the Most High has set apart for Himself, being set apart for Himself. This process has been taking place, is being moved into the physical from the spiritual realm, vis-a-vis the vaccination, as an example. Those who have taken the vaccination uh, have been are being part of that beast system, and will ultimately, as the Most High, the High Priest of Israel, High Priest of teaching us, O children of Israel, will take the RFID chip. They will worship the image of the beast. They will do all the things that this beast system is going to have them to do because they are the citizens of the new world order, so to speak, O children of Israel. So the separation is already underway between those who went down that path and those who refused, because the Most High has been saying these things and teaching us well in advance by putting the words in the mouth of the high priest years in advance, so that when this time came upon, this time came upon Israel, came upon the whole world during this Jacob's trouble, that we would be well counseled and are well counseled in what to do, what moves to make in order to avoid this beast system, this flood that's coming out of these demon mouths to engulf and to devour anyone that he can, that's given over to this beast system, that's given over to these devils, to consume. We pray, be Most High, that not be the remnant, that not be us, O children of Israel, who Most High has called and who Most High has chosen.
Praise be to Yah. I'm gonna go ahead and check the comment section to see if anybody is saying anything. I don't see anything on the YouTube channel so far. So I'm assuming that everybody can hear the words well enough. Ambassador Zwali Dumia says it's good. Okay, praise be Yah. And then we have a D Smith with a clapping of hands. Okay, so that's good as well. Okay, and so wonderful. All praise and glory be to Yah. Again, if there's any problems, we also have the video being played on Lorenia Lambu's Facebook page as well. Now, let's go ahead and get to the scriptures that we're going to go over a little bit of that today. We're going into the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, the Lord of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay of the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water. Now, I'm take a pause for a moment. O ye sons and daughters of Jacob, look around you, right? Even though the prices are getting higher when it comes to food, water, rent, electricity, all these energy bills, whatever have you. Even though gas has gotten higher, even though people are having a hard time finding jobs who don't require the vaccination, you know, people are still able to eat. They have the SNAP program, they have food stamps, they have government assistance programs that currently, as far as I know, aren't requiring the vaccination in order to participate. So in this current season that we're in, though we can look around and seeing all these prices being higher and the cost of food being higher, we're still able to eat and we're still able to drink. All praise and glory be to Yah. But soon, that's not going to be the case. The Most High, like he just said right here, is going to take away the stay of bread and the whole stay of water. He's going to take away the food and the water, O you sons and daughters of Jacob. And it's because of that war, the surroundings of that war, the consequences of that war, the supply chains are going to be broken. China ain't going to be sending America their cheap goods anymore. These other nations who send America food supplies and all kind of other various things aren't going to be doing it anymore, and it's because of that war that is going to break off where America is going to be directly involved, and the draft is going to be enacted. All praise and glory be to Yah. And again, somebody say, "Well, this happened before when Jerusalem went down." The Most High is the same yesterday as he is today, as he is forever.
That's right.
What has been shall be, O ye sons and daughters of Jacob.
That's right.
There is nothing new under the sun. And we're going to get that also in the scriptures where it's going to show you that it's not just talking about the past, but it's also talking about what is to come. But let me go ahead and read that part again. For behold, the Lord of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. All praise and glory be to Yah. So right now, you can eat, you can drink, you got food stamps, you got SNAP programs, you got still jobs that don't require the vaccination that I'm seeing people getting into. You can you have a home hustle, cutting hair, doing nails, babysitting. You can still get finances outside of the normal system, so to speak, that you can still eat and drink and be housed. But very soon, the day is coming when the Most High is going to take all those things away. The ease of women at ease, is going to be over, and the Most High is going to let us know through His Word, the aspects of how this is going to happen. Verse 2: the mighty men and the men of war, the judge and the prophet, and the prudent and the ancient. Right. So now we already know what the high priest is going to lift the high priest up. All praise and glory be to Yah. Very soon, these teachings are going to end in regards to the high priest, and the anointed king of Israel is going to be given the scepter of power, and it's going to be his time to rule. Right, the Most High ruling the children of Israel through the anointed king of Israel. So my time is going to come to its completion, and his time is going to begin in regards to leading the children of Israel. First they're going to be here, then they're going to go into the wilderness, obviously, and then ultimately into the land of milk and honey, and then into the secret place. All praise and glory be to Yah the Father.
Yeah.
Right? Now we're going to skip down a little bit, right? So some people might say, well, that's what happened to Jerusalem. So let's go ahead and show you where it restates the same thing. Restates it. All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. And we're going to go up a little bit to verse, because actually all this is actually shows you who this is going to affect. Why is he doing this? Right? We go to verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, because the daughters of Zion are haughty. Because the daughters of Zion are
Are
haughty.
haughty.
So this judgment, he's letting you know why this is happening. Who this judgment going to impact? It's going to impact the wicked men of Israel, and it's going to impact the haughty women of Zion. See, during these 400 years, the woman's been on top. The woman's been surpassed the man, the Israelite man, that's for sure. They got all the good jobs. They had all the good schooling. They had all the opportunities. And the only thing the so-called black man had to look forward to was either being killed, going to jail, or being impoverished in poverty, stricken poverty, right?
Right.
They had no outs, no way of competing in this system that's been controlling us all these years. You know, the so-called white man Esau, he didn't want to hear anything a so-called Negro had to say about anything, and he wasn't trying to give the black man any type of financial security,
Right.
relationship security.
Right.
You know, he was all in the pocket of the so-called black woman, but not the black man.
That's right.
That was a part of the deal these black women made with Esau for the 400 years.
That's right.
Esau was allowed to kill the black man in the streets, jail him for no reason. Go against the black image,
That's
go
right.
against marriage,
That's right.
go against raising children in a black home. They made it easy for black women to divorce their husbands, take half of what he had or more, take the children, get them on child support, keeping them broke, keeping them impoverished, keeping the children hating their own dads, a bunch of drama, a bunch of, just ghetto mentality, keeping the children of Israel ghettofied, um, and just erasing the past. In fact, let me go ahead and get that part as well. Scrolling back to Isaiah, right? Verse 4. And I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them, right? And the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancients, and the base against the honorable. All praise and glory be to Yah. So basically, total mayhem in a household. Total mayhem in the household, total mayhem with the children, all because this black woman wanted to erase the past and make their deal with Esau and do what they should not do. And so we're all in this state of being these 400 years. But time's up on that. We'll get back to where we were before. All praise and glory be to Yah. So back to who this judgment is for. Why the Most High doing all this? Verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanting eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Again, it's all about them. These black women, it's all about them. You can't please these black women. They're always looking to better end you with somebody else. They always got somebody else in the wings. They're always working on a case with some other man other than their original husband to make money, to be dazzled by somebody's car, somebody's house, somebody's bank account, somebody's something. They're not content with the husband the Most High has given them from their youth. They're out and about trying to create other pay for play relationships, right? Friends with French benefits, on the cheap. They're whoring themselves in the cities, like the Most High said they would. These women are always trying to upend you for somebody else, for something else. And the Most High sees it.
That's right.
And he's not happy and he's not liking what they're doing.
That's right.
But they were allowed to do this thing for 400 years, but this is how it comes to an end.
That's right.
Oh, you sons and daughters of Jacob. Again, we love our black women. We love our Israelite women. I love my wives.
That's right.
And I know you men of Israel, you love your wives as well. But you got to look at things the way they are, not the way you want them to be.
That's right.
These black women are off. They've been off. They're going to be off until the Most High does what he's going to do.
That's right.
On to them. And he's getting into that. All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. Right? So these women are always trying to better end you with the next best thing, with the next other dude. The grass is always greener on the other side. No matter how much you give your wives, your women, the more they want, the more they continue to want. You know, it doesn't matter how much you give these women, they're always having their hands stretched out for more. And they're never satisfied with what they have. So I'm going to read that part again. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanting eyes. They think they somebody, and they're always looking for more. Walking and mincing as they go. They're Grecians. They're walking with pride and arrogancy. They know what they're doing, and they're doing it despite how it may make their husband feel, right? How much tears may come to their husband, their original husband, because of their wicked ways. They don't give a fuck. They're walking and they're mincing as they go.
All right.
They're doing this grievously, O ye sons and daughters of Jacob, and making a tinkling with their feet. Basically, they're making themselves be known to any prospected money cow that they can run into, that can see them and have desire for them, even though they belong to someone else, right? Even a dog knows its master.
That's right.
The difference between a dog and a cat is all about them. If you ain't rubbing them, if you ain't giving them food, if you ain't showing them everything, they're off to the next. And they're willing to take you rubbing, they're willing to take being rubbed, being given food, being loved from anyone.
That's right.
Right? A cat will go to you, they'll go to your brother, they'll go to your sister, they'll go to your uncle, they'll go to a stranger coming into your house. Unless specifically trained, they'll go to anybody to get a little loving, to get a little scratching, to get a little treat. They go to anyone. They don't have quote unquote loyalty.
That's right.
If you ain't giving them everything in a bag of chips, they're off to the next hand rub. And they'll forget about who owns them. They'll be acting like you a stranger. All praise and glory, but unless they're specifically trained not to. But it's not natural to them. Whereas with a dog, a dog may return back to his vomit, right? But a dog is loyal. He or she knows who his master is, who his owner is. And they are naturally aggressive to anybody else they don't know.
That's right.
Stranger comes into your house, a normally calm animal will turn aggressive. They hear a sound in the backyard that they're not familiar with, they'll start barking.
That's right.
Right? So they are naturally loyal to a fault. I've seen homeless people walking with their dogs that are still loyal to them, even though the food is short, even though the water is short, even though they're living on the streets, even though it's hot, even though their owner is poor.
That's right.
Getting handouts for hot dogs and food and stuff, living on the kindness of strangers. But that dog isn't going to leave their homeless master.
That's right.
No matter what. For you, for a stranger, no way. You may have the best intentions for that dog, but it will bite you trying to take it from its owner.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah. See, the daughters of Zion has been these cats, acting like these cats during these 400 years. It's never enough for them. They're always going to the next brother, going to a wicked brother. I'm not talking about a literal brother. In some cases that may be. But I'm talking about another Israelite male that is not their husband.
That's
They're
right.
going to this person, they're going to that person, you know, talking about they got needs, they got bills that they need to pay, they got this, they got that. They're not going through sickness and health. They're not going through richness and poorness. They're not going through the struggle with their husband and only their original husband.
That's right.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad thing if you know, a woman who is a wife to one man, or original husband, is going through some needs. You know, maybe the bills isn't always paid on time. You know, maybe they ain't living in a house. Maybe they live in an apartment. Maybe they live. Maybe they live in a trailer park. Man, these Edomites, these other nations, you see them with their wives living in, you know, the trailer park, or they'll be living in tents, or so forth and so on, or whatever. Except in our community, if a brother don't have everything in a bag of chips, that woman is always gone,
That's right.
or she's entertaining other men in secret.
That's right.
You know, telling you that she's completely loyal, she's completely faithful unto you, but in reality, what the Lord sees is them getting money, getting gifts, getting dinners, getting, you know, things from other men,
That's right.
and don't think that these men aren't giving them these things for nothing, nor don't think that these men aren't getting nothing in return. Most High is letting this be known right here in the scriptures, man.
That's
These
right.
women are doing this thing grievously because they have a lifestyle that they want to keep. You know, you fighting against their lifestyle desires that never goes away, is never satisfied.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah. They don't want to go with you through the struggle. They don't want to need something. They don't want to have to go without, so that whatever they do get comes only from their original husband. If you can't give them as much as they want, and which who could? With the great desire these women have, who could give them all that they would want? They want everything. They want the world. We don't have the world, and we don't want the world.
That's right.
We want the kingdom of the Most High. We want a relationship with the Father. We seek in the kingdom. All other things will be added to it.
That's right.
But the first thing and the most important thing is coming back to the Most High in spirit and in truth. And truth and spirit is the one thing that these black women don't want.
That's right.
Because if they have the spirit and they have the truth, they know that it wasn't about $1 bill, $100 bill, $1,000 bill with Esau's dead president's face on it.
That's right.
It's not about the so-called white man, so-called white people who've been enslaving us for 400 years.
That's right.
It's not about being good in their system, being high in their system, because the Most High is coming to bring their system to the ground.
That's right.
So it's not about them. It's about the Most High.
That's right.
You know, those who are friends of the world is an enmity to the Most High. And those who are friends to the Most High are an enmity with this world.
That's right.
Paraphrasing so, those who are learned, which all of you should be, should know the reference. O you sons and daughters of Jacob. Again, we can't promise that the audio is going to be perfect. We can't promise the visuals going to be perfect. You know, again, these powers, these principalities are working against this truth, especially after the 400 years.
That's right.
But we can tell you that, you know, the Most High is here, and he's going to make himself known soon. And this is going to go into the reality, the personality, the personal, the in-person feeling.
That's right.
No more internet, no more jump to Facebook, to YouTube, to whom, wherever. It's going to be in the real, O you sons and daughters of Jacob, no longer under the watchful eye of these heathens.
That's right.
So getting back to the scriptures, verse 17, we're in the book of Isaiah. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts, which is their, you know, stuff not being smelly, not being a sweet smell for that. You need all that perfume and all that other stuff, because it doesn't smell as sweet as it's supposed to. All praise and glory be to Yah. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet. No more toe rings and stuff of that nature. And their coils and their round tires like the moon, right? Now, of course, you're going to give these things back. All praise and glory be to Yah. But this is what we've been living in, and this is what's to come as well. When things are going to switch over, I leave it to the Most High. He knows the days and the times. The chains, the bracelets, and the mufflers, the bonnets, the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings. And you know this is not exactly this moment because these black women have headbands. These black women have earrings, right? Bonnets, ornaments. They have this stuff right now. It's being slowly taken away because of the economic crisis that's growing. But as of right now, they have it. The rings and the nose jewelry, right? When was the last time you seen a black woman with a nose ring? They have it. But when the Most High does what he does, they're not going to have those things. He's going to take away the nose rings. He's going to take away the jewelry. He's going to take away the clothes, all the various apparels. It goes in that in verse 22. The changeable suits of apparel. I mean, I just know from personal experience, my wives have plenty of clothes, plenty of apparels. They got clothes for every day of the week and then some, right?
Probably, yeah.
So that's not talking about right this second. Like I said, it was, it is, it shall be.
That's right.
Elements of it is happening right now. These women are losing their hair slowly but surely. They ain't bald yet, but they're losing their hair slowly but surely. So elements are happening, but it's going to be in its perfectness soon come. For how long? Who knows? We'll see. So verse 22. The changeable suits of apparel. So they're only going to have one pair of clothes, right? In that day when this judgment comes upon them. And the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, no more pinning their hair up, no more fancy hairstyles. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well-set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth. And burning instead of beauty. Right? See, right now, if they're on their period, their monthly womanly issues, they got tampons, they got all kind of different perfumes, all kind of different things to try to make their stuff don't seem as bad as it is. But when you're in the Exodus, when you're in the wilderness, there's not going to be no tampons, right? There's not going to be no, sweet smelling perfumes and so forth and so on. Surely the Most High will provide certain things, but this stuff right here is a part of that judgment that these black women are going to go through coming out of here, right? Again, the Most High is going to come to the men first, O ye sons and daughters of Jacob. He's going to be with the men first, O ye sons and daughters of Jacob. He comes to the woman second, after the men. So when the Most High does this thing, they're going to be going through some hard times. Best believe it. It's not going to be roses and cream in the fall of America for them.
That's right.
Because they were down with America.
That's right.
They were down with the white man killing the black child in the womb.
That's right.
Their body, their choice. Remember?
That's right.
Oh, you sons and daughters of Jacob, remember? They were down for that black man getting killed in the streets, whether they want to admit it or not.
That's right.
Because as long as the black man was down, they were up. They made it a part of their survival instincts.
That's right.
That's why they were moving from one man to another man to another man to another man, taking from one man, taking from another man, taking from all kinds of different men to build themselves up and offering their physical flesh as a payment. Don't get it twisted. These black women have been whores in that street, and some of them are still whores in those streets.
That's right.
And the righteous man haven't had the power to discipline these women with a brick,
That's right.
with judgment. But that day is coming, O you sons and daughters of Jacob, where your wife won't be able to play tricks on you no more.
That's right.
Where your wife won't be able to play games and rise other men up to spite you.
That's right.
Your wife won't be able to uh, uh, lay down with Joe Smo down the block for her extra injection of funds that either you won't or you can't give her.
That's right.
So that she can still live her best life. She won't be able to uh, blackmail you in order to do what she wants you to do, or else Tyrone down the street will be called, and you not have any ability to do anything about it. She won't be able to go wherever she wants to go, and you not be able to direct her steps.
That's right.
Girl, woman gone for days on end. You don't know where she's at, and she ain't telling you where she's at, and she ain't telling you what she's doing, and you have no power to get the information and to judge the situation because the system is against you.
That's right.
In favor of her, which is really favor of Esau.
That's right.
He's using her in order to get to you. Just like the devil used Eve in order to get to Adam.
That's right.
Same tricks, different time, but same tricks all the same. The Most High sees all these things, O you sons and daughters of Jacob, and he is going to stop it. And he's going to punish these women for their wickednesses.
That's right.
So I'm going to go back and to go forward. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well-set hair, baldness. Right? No more fake hair in their hair, no more extensions, no more fake horse hair. These black women living a delusion.
That's right.
Right? They're already having hair problems, but he said baldness.
That's right.
Now, how long this judgment is going to be? Again, I don't know. I know when it begins in full force, but where it ends, who knows? All praise and glory be to Yah. I guess that'll be something that'll be discussed in the heavens, and then obviously in the land of milk and honey.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah. Moving on, and instead of a stomacher, a girdle of sackcloth, meaning mourning. The one clothing this woman has in that day is going to be sackcloth.
That's right.
It's not going to be jewels, gold, making them look like a model. They're going to be wearing some sackcloth. They're going to be wearing some downcast clothing. All praise and glory be to Yah. Their beauty is going to be in that bedroom, away from the eyes, the prying eyes of any other man.
That's right.
Other than their husband, their original husband. And burning instead of beauty. So most are going to give them a little burn so that they know and remember their crimes.
That's right.
I mean, thus saith the Lord. All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. So how is this going to come to pass? How is this going to come to be? The Most High goes in there as well, right? And this is where it gets back to the message the Most High has for the powers that be that is over America. Again, because we all know Biden ain't ruling nothing. Thus saith Yah, you will go to war and enact the draft. All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. It is what it is. Right? How will the so-called black women finally be put down to the ground? This is how it's going to happen. Verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. In the war. In the war. That's what's coming. The war in which America is going to directly be engaged in and will enact a draft. Because these black niggas ain't going to go in that war willingly.
That's right.
Best believe it. These wicked black men who these black women been utilizing against their original husbands is about to be taken out. That's the reason why he says, thy men shall fall by the sword.
That's right.
Right? These wicked men of Israel, Black America, who is all too ready to entertain your wife.
That's right.
Right? They're the ones offering the money, offering the dinner, offering the movies, whatever. Some women do it on the cheap. Some women do it expensive. But they're still whores all the same.
That's right.
It doesn't matter whether you're a prostitute that's cheap or you're a prostitute that is expensive. You know, some people think, oh, an expensive prostitute is better than a cheap prostitute. No, they're both prostitutes.
That's right.
And they're both awarded as hellfire.
That's right.
Whether one paid more for the ticket or the other one got it for free, they're still going a one-way ticket to hell.
That's right.
Where they belong. All praise and glory be to Yah. The Most High is with the sheep. He is the shepherd of the sheep. You know, the Lord of the downcast. You know, he is the one who takes up arms for those who are oppressed, those who are enslaved, those who are weak, those who are being abused, and so forth and so on.
That's right.
And that abuser isn't always just Esau. That abuser can be a wife, yes, and a husband, and children even can be abusers. And in this case, we're talking about the abuse from a wife.
That's right.
Right? Whoring herself despite her husband, despite the feelings of her husband. All for that dollar. All for that next car payment. All for that next jewelry. So that she can feel she's living her best life.
That's right.
And this is the state of affairs of the daughters of Zion. As when we began this teaching, the ministry, the scriptures that we're reading, it was saying the daughters of Zion, the black woman.
That's right.
Right? So this is the state of affairs of the nation, not just an individual woman here or there. All of you as a collective. Back to the scriptures. So thy many men, thy men shall fall by the sword. So when they get drafted into this war that's about to start, this direct war. Now, whether it be a war with Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran, you know, y'all wouldn't best believe that's the one we're talking about. But whatever the war is because even if it's a war, they say, okay, it's a war with Russia. Russia will bring in China. Russia will bring in Iran. Russia will bring in North Korea because they have a defensive pact. We've been saying this for years.
That's right.
So a war with one is a war with all of them.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah. So it doesn't matter who out of the four they are saying the war is with. They may say, oh, it's a war with China over Taiwan. Or they may say, oh, it's a war with North Korea because they just launched one more ICBM nuclear missile test and now the war is on. Or they may say, oh, it's a war with Iran because they have gotten a nuclear grade, nuclear material over 60%, only a stone throw away from weapons grade 90-some-odd%, enrichment. Whatever figurehead, whatever individual nation they make the excuse they're going to war with, just know, O ye sons and daughters of Jacob, is with them all.
That's right.
And their subsequent allies. It is a world war that's going to begin. All praise and glory be to Yah. Right? And, it's going to be conventional at first. Right? Because it says, thy men shall fall by the sword and thy mighty in the war. So these men are going to get killed in the Middle East somewhere. They're going to get killed. But America itself won't be destroyed in that moment. right?
That's
Because
right.
he's saying the men is going to be destroyed. He's not saying that the man and the woman together with thermonuclear destruction hitting Babylon. Babylon will be destroyed, but it's not going to be destroyed in the very beginning of that war.
That's right.
The war is going to begin. They're going to be losing, right? And then the thermonuclear destruction is going to come sometime afterward.
That's right.
So thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that there's not going to be that there's not going to be a thermonuclear bomb going off somewhere, even in the Middle East, right? We're just saying that the nuclear destruction of America isn't in the beginning of this war.
That's right.
It's going to be sometime after the war is already going, with the men being killed in the war. Poverty, striking America, no food, no water, like you were saying earlier in the scriptures.
That's right.
In the end of it is going to be thermonuclear. Okay, there may be bombs in the Middle East being exploded to help kill these men faster, right? But in terms of America, America's destruction is at the end of this war. Or at least America is part of the war, not the beginning of it.
That's right.
So thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate, and she being desolate, and she being desolate, shall sit upon the ground.
That's right.
Now understand, oh ye sons and daughters of Jacob. So what the Most High is saying is, these women aren't going to be put in their place until this war jumps off, until the draft has been enacted. Because once the American Babylonian government says there's a draft, and these white military men are going in the ghetto, grabbing these able-bodied men, dragging them off to the recruitment, off to the training camps, and sending them to the meat grinder, which is going to be the Middle East. These black women ain't gonna get in order, not until they got no other way out. They're gonna constantly be trying to outdo you with somebody else.
That's right.
You can't pay for it. They'll get their boy toy down the street who've been eyeballing them to pay for it. They ain't spending time with you. They're spending time with somebody else.
That's right.
Despite what they say, they can tell you all sweet things. Oh, baby, it's all about me and you. I'm just sitting here watching TV. I ain't doing nothing. I'm spending my whole day. I'm eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner somewhere where you don't see, where you don't know, with someone you don't see and you don't know. I mean, they may be convincing, but according to these scriptures, this is what they're doing.
That's right.
They're looking with wanting eyes everywhere else other than their original husband.
That's right.
For their lifestyle, right? For their desires. And they're getting this stuff from these men, and these men are getting something in return.
That's right.
There ain't no female players where they can get all the money in the world from every man and not give up nothing. Right? So, they're doing evil, you sons and daughters of Jacob, and this is how it's going to end. It's going to end when the Most High makes that draft. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. No more throne for her.
That's right.
No more ghetto queens. No more Nubian queens. No more no more Israelite queens.
That's right.
No more women with their fake hair, their fake nails, their makeup sorcery, all their shit that they have to have while in this kingdom. No more of the BS and the lies, and the secret rendezvous to get their cash from Joe Smo.
That's right.
While denying their husband everything. Right? Because their husband ain't getting them either. They're giving their shit to everybody every time, Dick and Harry. But the one thing, the most important thing, you know, one of the most important things, they're denying from their husband, their original husband, and that is, you know, loyalty.
That's right.
To be loyal to their husband, where they're not giving nobody nothing.
That's
And they're
right.
not doing nothing for nobody
That's right.
but their original husband, right? That means if their husband's on the streets, if their husband's in a trailer park, if their husband's in a halfway house, if their husband is poor as a joke, if their husband's in prison, if their husband is in, as we are, the bottom of
A
this
society.
society, that's where they'll be, and they'll surely be waiting for their husband if they can't be where he is. If he's in prison, they can't be there with him, but they're waiting for him and only him, no matter how long it takes.
That's right.
And they're not accepting no gifts from nobody but their husband.
That's right.
And if their husband can't afford it, they're going without it in that day.
That's right.
When these women are lamenting and on the ground, desolate, with all these Queffalo dollars is in the dirt in the Middle East somewhere.
Yeah.
All these sugar daddies, right? All these, you know, just others who are so willing to get into your mix and to put dirt on your relationship, on your marriage.
That's right.
It's hard enough being in Babylon with Esau, with these heathens, with this system being against the so-called black man, the Israelite man, seeking ways to kill him, seeking ways to enslave him in some prison somewhere, seeking ways to get him hooked on drugs, alcohol, uh, uh, whatever. Otherwise, to destroy him.
That's right.
Then they have to get it from this black woman too. Get it from both ends, from without and from within. Because your wife is you.
That's right.
You two are one flesh,
That's
or your
right.
wives, so to speak, for those who have more than one wife.
That's right.
Among you. So if Esau is turning your wife against you, then he's making you fight against yourself.
That's right.
And that knife hurts even more when it comes from the one you trust.
That's right.
From the one you love.
That's right.
From the one you would otherwise die for.
That's right.
That's the very same person who's stabbing you in your back, in your side, not to be too gruesome, but in your genitals. She's doing everything she can do to demasculate, to effeminize these men in order to maintain control for Esau.
That's right.
And we all know we're not right, and surely the Most High knows it's not right, and he's going to do something about it.
Yeah.
And then he says in chapter 4 of the book of Isaiah, so once those things happen, this is what he says. And in that day, seven women shall take hold of one man.
That's right.
Saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. To take away our reproach. So this war that's coming is to reveal the reproach the Most High has upon these black women.
That's right.
Who don't feel it now. They think they got abilities, they got their horn, they can talk, they got looks, they got ability to sway in jobs and school and and whatever. I mean, it's harder now because the vaccine, don't get it twisted. All the doors they used to have, all those doors ain't open anymore.
That's right.
For those who our eyes are open to that vax, they're recognizing that obviously the opportunities are less than they were before. But that doesn't mean that they're no longer desiring these opportunities. They're still willing to do even more to get those doors that are still open, though they may be few and in between.
That's right.
They're still willing to lay down with this man, lay down with that man, go to dinner with that man, go to brunching with that man, do this for that man, do this for this man, in order to add their pennies together and think they're somebody. Not realizing that they're selling what's more valuable than what they're getting.
That's right.
They're more valuable to their husband than any of these would-be wannabe sugar daddies buying them or renting them on the cheap.
That's right.
And it don't matter how much money they get. They could be getting 100,000 per lay, and it still be cheap.
That's right.
Because they're worth more than money.
That's right.
To their husbands.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah.
Praise be to Yah.
O ye daughters of Zion, you are worth more to your original husband than anything these other men are giving you to rent you. Because it's not ownership. The Most High knows who your husband is.
That's right.
And the Most High is going to punish you and the men that you're sleeping with or dealing with that are not your husband.
That's right.
Point blank and period. But you are more valuable than money, than houses, than cars, than fancy clothes, fancy dinners, and so forth and so on, to your original husband.
Right.
And that better be good enough for you, or you're going to perish. And those who is good enough for them, those 7 women, is going to take their husband, take hold of their one husband, not take hold of sugar daddies, Tyrone and the rest, but 7 to 1 righteous man in that day. I'm going to read it again. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. So they're going to take hold of this righteous man. He ain't chasing you.
That's right.
He ain't running after you. He ain't talking about, hey, baby, you get you and you and you and come make a kingdom with me. He ain't trying to chase after you and convince you to do what the Most High has already said you would do. He just come back to the Most High in spirit and truth, so the Most High working with him.
That's right.
And the Most High will bring the 7 of you.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah the Father.
Praise be to Yah.
So in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Now, wearing your own apparel is that one suit, not clothes for every day of the week. And that apparel is going to be sackcloth, which you already said earlier.
That's right.
Only. So that means the only thing they want in return for bringing 7 of them, let us be called by thy name.
That's right.
Meaning marry us, that we be your wives. Not make sure you pay off my car, not make sure you buy me a house, not make sure you pay my rent, pay my bills, pay my phone bill, pay all this shit that they want, and dinner, and taking them out to expensive restaurants because they ain't cooking you shit. Right? Oh, you sons and daughters of Jacob?
That's right.
We all know how the game goes. And if you don't, they're off. And they're already off when you ain't looking.
That's right.
Right? So the only thing in this day that's coming, right? We know the season of it is any moment now, even in 2024, when we know it's soon.
That's right.
We know the season. That 7-year elliptical eclipse of the Great American Eclipse that began in 2017 and ends in 2024.
That's right.
This is the season. All praise and glory be to Yah. Again, we don't know the exact day, the exact hour, maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after. We don't know. But this is the season that's marked with the Most High's Great American Eclipse.
That's right.
So this is the season, and we're seeing it getting closer and closer to that day, to that hour of that war jumping off. Right?
That's right.
So the only thing they're going to get in that day is them being married onto a righteous man, right? As goes the king, so goes the nation. That's going to be brought back onto the father first, right? So once that happens, then the Most High says, in that day, so he's talking about the 7 women, y'all willing.
That's right.
In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped.
That's right.
Of Israel. Escaped.
That's right.
Of Israel. Escaped
Of
Israel. So now he's giving us a time frame, right?
Praise be to Yah.
So those who are escaped of Israel, those who ultimately get into the land of milk and honey.
That's right.
Because that's when it's over, folks. It's not over when you get into the wilderness.
That's right.
Okay? It's not over. There's still going to be pits that are opening up. There's still going to be, people trying to eat swine's flesh behind a tree.
That's right.
That's going to be taken down within the wilderness. There's still going to be trials and tribulations within the wilderness. There's no Satans in the land of milk and honey, in the secret place. Right? There's none of that in the secret place. So in the secret place is when it's over. So when he says, in that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped, past tense, of Israel.
That's right.
So once the second Exodus has been completed and they're in the land of milk and honey, then they're going to get their beauty, their gloriousness to its fullness.
That's right.
That tree with the 12 diverse fruits the Most High was talking about, that he has sent his 2 servants to lead Israel into receiving that tree with the 12 diverse fruits.
That's right.
Of the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
Right? So it ain't over until it's over in the secret place. But like with the birth pains, like with the curses, they're going to be receiving this, little by little, whatever, until its perfectness in the hidden place. So when the Most High has the 3 days of darkness, the king gets the scepter of power, the men come over to Israel. They're going to get theirs from the Lord right then and there.
That's right.
But these daughters of Zion, they come next. And when they come in, they're going to go through the wilderness. They're going to go through that bald hair, those curses, those judgments. And it's not going to get to the good stuff for them until they get into the land of milk and honey, until they get into the secret place in which the Most High will make them beautiful and glorious and so forth and so on to its perfection. Right?
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem. So again, he's telling you where it's going to be. It's going to be in Jerusalem, in the secret place. In that place is where all these gloriouses and beautifying and all that other stuff is going to be in their perfection.
That's right.
Their perfection is going to be when they get to Jerusalem, when the second Exodus is completed from Babylon into Jerusalem. When it's completed, then all these good stuff's going to happen. All praise and glory be to Yah. Let me see if there's any more in regards to this. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning.
That's right.
So again, it ain't over until it's over, oh you sons and daughters of Zion, of Israel. He's telling you right here when the end of this, when there's going to be good times for the daughters of Zion.
That's right.
When the hair is gonna start growing back, when the beauty's gonna be start being given, when the butts like tires like with the moon, when the fullness of all these things are gonna take place. That doesn't mean there's not gonna be some people get it a little bit piece here, a little piece there. You know, once they get with their husband, the 7 women to the righteous man, that these women are gonna have a little something, something for their husband to enjoy.
That's right.
We're just saying that the fullness of it isn't going to be given until you get to the land of milk and honey, after the judgments, after the spirit of judgment has come upon them, and by the spirit of burning.
That's right.
Right? Again, the Most High ain't happy with these daughters of Zion, and until He's happy with them, they're going to be going through. We told you how it's going to begin with the war, and now the Most High, through the leadership, is telling you when it's going to end.
That's right.
Right? That judgment ain't going to end until you get to the land of milk and honey, and you've gone through the spirit of judgment and the spirit of burning, O you daughters of Zion. In fact, let me read that again. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth
right.
of the daughters of Zion. See, these women, they don't realize they're filthy in the eyes of the Lord. They're dirty in the eyes of the Lord. It don't matter what they're talking about now. It don't matter what they're talking about, oh, I'm only for my original husband now. If that's even true. The Most High sees what they've been doing from the day they were born all the way back, what they've been up to their whole life. Right? He sees them and he ain't liking it. He's going to redeem the man first. He's going to redeem them second.
That's right.
So he's looking at them and he don't like what he's seeing. Back to the scriptures. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof, right? He's going to get rid of those Jewish or whoever else is there. Get rid of them and bring in the truth, bring in his people. By the spirit of judgment, destruction happening all over the place. And this, by the spirit of burning, those nuclear bombs or whatever it is that he's going to utilize to burn them out of there. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and a smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. Of course, that's when the cloud by day, fire by night comes into the land of milk and honey. And of course, the cloud and the fire that he places upon the heads of the children of Israel when they get into the land of milk and honey. All praise and glory be to Yahweh the Father. Okay, now of course the king may receive that earlier when he goes into the cloud by day, fire by night. But again, the timing of this is of the Lord, and he'll make that known soon enough. Right? And we're going to stop there. All praise and glory be to Yah. Right? O you sons and daughters of Jacob. Another king that you want to add?
Praise be to Yah, O children of Israel. As Most High had the high priest of Israel, high priest of Kuma, teaching you and warning you, O children of Israel, these things far in advance. We see these things coming closer and closer. O children of Israel, he's been saying, Most High been speaking, putting his word in his mouth for years in advance. What was going on, what was going to happen, what's happening at the end of the 400 years, the judgments that are hitting this nation. This nation's being hit with floods, tornadoes. They're worried about a cold snap, another cold snap across the whole nation. This week we're already seeing temperatures plunging, different various places having, full of snow, hitting this country with both hands. They can't pay for this stuff. Their money can't save them. They can't print enough money, other than money they're printing and sending to Ukraine, right? This country is being fleeced till there's nothing left, O children of Israel, and it's all part of their judgment, the judgment of the Most High, the high priest of Israel, high priest of Kuma, telling you about beforehand, right? And it's the same thing when it comes to this war. Not only was Most High the high priest of Israel, high priest of Guma telling you about, wars and rumors of wars well in advance before this stuff even started, right? Had the high priest of Israel mentioning Ukraine before that even kicked off. Had the Most High having the high priest of Israel telling you these things well in advance in the coming of the 2020 when the 400 years would be completed. Most I had the high priest of Israel telling you years even before that with Jew prophecy 2020. So all these things the Most High has had the high priest of Israel telling you for years in advance, O children of Israel, the proofs coming in, this stuff is manifested and manifesting into the flesh. And it's the same thing that's going to happen when it comes to, the second Exodus manifesting in the flesh, O children of Israel. The fall of the so-called black woman, being kicked off of her throne and being brought to the ground. Of course, most times at the high priest of Israel, high priest of teach you, O children of Israel, Israel won't go wholly unpunished. And he went over that again, even in this teaching, when he drafted into that war, and they're going to fall by the sword, O children of Israel. And as most high at the high priest of Israel, high priest of teaching you, been teaching you, that the remnant, the ones to the Most High, brings with me into the wilderness and into the land of milk and honey, that they're going to be saved. And then they're going to be given all these things that the Most High has for them. Our inheritance is with Him. Cloud by day, fire by night, all these things, O children of Israel, is coming. And these things are also happening as we speak, O children of Israel. Those who the Most High has under His hands, you know, they're protected, right? Nothing that the Most High has called and chosen is going to fall out of His hands. Most High is with the leadership of Israel, and the Most High has us, where He wants us, kicking our feet in the water. Most High is doing the heavy lifting. He got this, O children of Israel. Most High is having a high priest to let you know, remind you of these things that are shortly to come. It's gonna be stark. It is stark, right? This stuff going on in Ukraine, the ebbs and flows of that, the amount of money, Esau's paper with these Esau dead presidents being sent over to Ukraine, right? Amount of ordnance, the amount of weaponries to try to again create the construct, the excuse of what's happening rather than just saying the truth, which is this country's under judgment. Their money was cursed because of what they did to the children of Israel, their ill-begotten gains, so to speak, right? All these wicked are getting their comeuppance, and Israel won't go wholly unpunished. The wicked of Israel is going to get theirs too, to include the so-called black woman, which is what the Most High is having the high priest of Israel teaching you, old children of Israel, teaching us. So listen, hearken unto the will of the Most High, and what the Most High is putting through the mouth of the high priest. O children of Israel, be your conversion true. Turn from your wicked ways, O children of Israel. Hearken and obey, follow the leadership of Israel, that you may be the remnant, that you may go into the wilderness, that you may survive the wilderness into the land of milk and honey and get your inheritance, O children of Israel. No one said this thing would be a snap of the finger, right? These things are a process, which is why the Most High is having these things illustrated, being spoken of, rehearsed to you, O children of Israel, that ye may remember when these things fully manifest into the flesh, that you not be the one trying to sneak some swine's flesh into the wilderness, that you not be, that you would hearken and obey, that you might be saved, O children of Israel, that you would know. The Most High has given us great counsel by putting His word in the mouth of the high priest, what He has said that He would do, to relay these things to you, to us, O children of Israel, that we would know the moves that we were supposed to make and take during these times, for such a time as this, O children of Israel, you know, and that which Most High has given unto you, O children of Israel, is sufficient for you. Those who have faith and works meet into repentance. This time period, the Most High has made these things magnified, right? So now that we're seeing these things coming into the flesh, manifesting into the flesh with this Ukraine stuff, and what's coming next, right? As this war escalates, as more countries are drawn in, as more commitment is being made by, Babylon, America, more troops having to be put forth because they're trying to be the policeman, trying to show themselves as the policeman for the whole world. So any of these conflicts kick off and they're front and center, right? And again, it's because their time is over and they need an excuse as to why they go down. That doesn't include them saying, oh, it's just because of their wickedness and their judgment for what they've done to the Most High's children and to the Most High by coming against his children. So these are what the Most High had the high priest of Israel teaching you and preparing us for, O children of Israel. And it's happening.
Praise be to Yah. And just talk a little bit more about the aspects of what's to come, O you sons and daughters of Jacob, as we do every year, the closing of every year, since the Most High started this all up, right? Also, just to let you guys know really quickly, the Anointed King of Israel will be doing his yearly address 2023, the 1st of January 2023. His yearly address will be on this YouTube channel. Uh, and this YouTube channel, if you don't know, is called High Priest colon whatever Sakuma Lambu on YouTube. So it's High Priest Sakuma Lambu. I do suggest that you subscribe to our new YouTube channel. It looks like it's back up and running. So we can get some subscriptions there. That way, if we do any lives, if the Spirit comes upon the leadership, we do a live, you guys can have access to it back on YouTube. Again, that's you know, High Priest Sakuma Lambu channel on YouTube. Then also, of course, our Lampshades Israelite Ministry Facebook page on Facebook. The King will be doing his yearly address January 1st, 2023, approximately around 1 o'clock, as it was this time around. Um, you know, you know, in regards to expectations on what's coming in the year 2023, excuse me. Escalation, man. I don't know
That's
how many
right.
times I gotta say it. Escalation. That war Mosiah is talking about is gonna pop off at any moment.
That's right.
Whether that be in 2023 or 2024, we don't know. Again, we don't know the day and the hour, but we are looking towards these things to take place.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. Obviously expect food prices, all kind of different woes, storms, viruses. And we was already telling you more viruses was going to come, and now they got the triple threat, 3 viruses in one.
HVV.
And some other crazy
of course,
stuff.
AIDS and the rest of that stuff.
And going off the chain too. Again, we put our faith in the Most High. He got us. We were seeing devastation all around, but not nigh our dwelling place.
That's right.
So the Most High has us, but expect an escalation, as if these can get more worse, right? But an escalation in terms of what's going on, more outrageous food prices, more outrageous, and this gas prices going up.
That's right.
Right. Expect all that stuff. Expect that more wars dropping off in other places, more rumors of wars. The whole 9 yards is not going back, oh you sons and daughters of Jacob. It's not going back. They're moving this thing full throttle to its climax when that solar eclipse comes across that Great American Solar Eclipse comes back across America in 2024.
That's right.
Right? The high priest's time is almost up. We're all looking for that day when the high priest is brought up into the heavens and the big show. The Most High gonna make it known for show. And the anointed King of Israel is given the scepter of power that he may rule the children. The Most High may rule the children of Israel through him.
That's right.
And start the second Exodus, the physical being manifested into the physical form, starting the second Exodus, the gathering. Though the Most High is with the King before the gathering.
That's right.
As it is written, all praise and glory be to Yah. We're almost there, O you sons and daughters of Jacob. Don't be disheartened. Don't be afraid. The Most High is with us. As you can see, the leadership of Israel still breathing. We're not in some pond face up, and the CNN, the mainstream media talk about two brothers killed themselves, shot themselves in the back of the head. Double tap. Suicide murder. These two strangely clothed twins just one day decided to off each other. It didn't happen. Like we told you it wouldn't happen.
That's right.
We told you we wouldn't go down like Malcolm X, like Martin Luther King, like Yahweh ben Yahweh, like any of these previous individuals who sought to lead Israel.
That's right.
We didn't go down like them because we're not them. We didn't seek this. The Most High is the one who got us.
That's right.
Who rose us up.
That's right.
Who draw us near.
That's right.
Unto him. He's the one. And it was him who declared that we wouldn't die.
That's right.
Period. Second Estratus, we've gone over it several times. That neither one of us would perish.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah. So we didn't have to be worried about the FBI, CIA, any of those alphabet groups that these Edomites won't name. We don't have to be worried about them because they can't touch us.
That's right.
Period. And we've been saying that from the very beginning.
That's right.
Most High has us up front in the front lines, so to speak.
That's right.
Right? And he's the one who's been protecting us from all our enemies, both foreign and domestic. You keep hearing these two brothers talking this stuff, the Most High putting in their mouth to talk. And nothing's become of us in the negative.
That's right.
No news talking about we gone missing. No secret exposés showing that we're something bad about us that brings shame to Israel. You know what you need to know.
That's right.
We are out front and in the open. All praise and glory be to Yah. You know what you need to know. No secret thing to tell. No exposés necessary.
That's right.
The Most High sees us 24 hours a day.
You know it.
Point blank and period. All have sinned to come short of the glory of the Most High. Best believe it.
No doubt.
But the chosen leadership of Israel are chosen. And the Most High has our way.
That's right.
He guides our steps. And he cleans up whatever is needed to clean up.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah. We put our faith in him. Always and forever.
You know it. Praise be to Yah.
With him with us, who can be against us?
You know it.
If this wasn't true, O ye sons and daughters of Jacob, we would have been dead already.
That's right.
If it wasn't the government, it would have been Black America. It would have been these camps. It would have been somebody who just didn't like what we were saying. It'd be these heathens who were on those street corners wanting to get rid of us because they didn't like the truth coming out of our mouth. We wouldn't be here.
That's right.
You can't be out front in the middle of a battlefield, in the middle of a war, talking about you, the leadership of Israel, and think you ain't gonna catch a bullet, man.
That's right.
If it not be true. If it not be true, you ain't gonna be out there talking about you, the leadership of Israel, and people fall on your left hand side, people fall on your right hand side, people getting that jab and turning into zombies. All hell's breaking loose everywhere, but you're perfectly safe, screaming at the top of your lungs. You know, Most High shows us the leadership of Israel. You can't touch us. You know, we're going to be the ones replacing you. We're going to be the future. We're the future of Israel. This is the kingdom that comes after your kingdom gets destroyed into the dust.
You know it.
And you can't touch us. And nothing happened. And nothing happened, man. I mean, get real. You got these Edomites refusing to say vaccination because they'll be targeted. You got Israelites having whole teachings not showing their faces because they believe they're going to be targeted.
That's right.
That their life is in danger if they show their face on that camera.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
But yeah, you don't recognize these two brothers been saying the same stuff all these years, not months, not days, but literal years.
That's right.
And we're still kicking and breathing.
That's right.
We're flourishing.
That's right.
Wives come back to their husbands. Brothers, come back together again. Their breach being healed.
That's right.
We got mirth. We got abundance. Yeah, don't let the hole in the wall fool you in that sense. I mean, Most High got more food for us than we can eat.
That's right.
And more water than we can drink.
That's right.
Praise be to Yah. And we didn't have to get a dime from any one of you.
That's right.
Not one of you can say, hey, we contributed to the leadership of Israel's abundance. We gave them this, we gave them that, we gave them 2 penny foot rubbed together. You can't say it because it ain't true.
That's right.
We didn't get a penny from nobody.
That's right.
And yet we taken care of. Our bills are paid.
That's right.
Most of the time on time. Not always. Not always. Right? If it's up to the wife, brother be broke. Every penny a brother would have would be in their pocket somewhere. Right? But it is what it is. Again, the leadership of Israel we love are Israelite women. But they're out of order. And they need to be put back in order. And we're hoping and praying for the day that they are put in order.
That's right.
Wholehandedly. 100%.
That's right.
And that's in love. Oh, ye daughters of Zion. That's in love, man.
No doubt.
And those women who will refuse to get in order and to be loyal to their own husband, they're going to be taken away, man.
Trampled in the street.
Yep. They're going to be a brick for them if they're in the wilderness.
That's right.
And they're going to be thermonuclear fire if they're still here.
That's right.
And being trampled in the streets and so forth and so on. You all see those videos of black women getting beat up by white men and being, killed by men in their houses, and all these stories that are coming up. More black women getting that judgment here and now.
They're going missing.
Yep.
Getting shot now by these cops themselves.
Understand, oh, you daughters of Zion, the Most High ain't down with you and what you're doing.
That's right.
Stop believing that the world is just your oyster. That you a gift to the world, to the black community. That you all that in a bag of chips. Because the Most High ain't happy with you.
That's right.
And you ain't going to convince him otherwise. And you ain't going to convince him. And you ain't going to convince the leadership of Israel. And you ain't going to convince the righteous man that you righteous.
That's right.
You dirty.
That's right.
Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You dirty.
That's right.
I ain't just talking physically. You spiritually dirty.
That's right.
You've been whoring yourself to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You dirty. Point blank and period. It's better that you recognize this, put your head down, It'd be smarter if you lie down on the ground now before the Most High got to throw you to the ground. That you turn from your wicked ways now before the Most High have to turn you by force. That you believe and obey now.
That's right.
Before the Most High has to make you a believer. And he will. But if you was humble and meek, you would seek righteousness now.
That's right.
You turn from your wicked ways now.
That's right.
So that when you do fall, you don't fall too far. You're already on the ground, so how far can you go? Maybe the Most High may, ease up on you individually. But if you want to live in your best life, whoring yourself, being in the eyes and the company of all these different men, collecting your funds from this man, that man, and everybody else in a bag of chips, dishonoring your original husband for whatever reason you want to give. I just need this car payment to be paid, and he wasn't giving me enough. So I went to dinner with Joe Blow down the block, woke up in his house, and now coming back later on talking about I was at a girlfriend's house. And looky, my car's paid. Looky, my rent's paid. Looky, I got new clothes. I got new this. I got new that. Or whatever the excuse is. You may think you're getting over the righteous man because he can't pick up a brick and bash you over the head with it and not go to prison. But that don't mean you getting away.
That's right.
With anything. Surely the Most High sees. Surely the Most High is already telling you what the judgment's going to be.
That's right.
Right? And that's judgment when those 7 women are going to that righteous man, let alone those women who never even get to the wilderness.
That's right.
Because their judgment can be enacted here in Babylon.
That's right.
Those women who got missing, those women who got killed by their prospective lovers, those women who got killed by their husbands.
That's right.
Because they were messing around with Joe Blow down the block and the husband realized it, and the spirit of judgment came upon him and he killed that woman.
That's right.
Those women didn't make it to the land of milk and honey breathing. Not without tasting death. Point blank and period.
That's right.
Right? And we ain't condemning these men. If the Most High put the spirit of judgment upon them, then the Most High put the spirit of judgment upon them. We don't tell the man to do these things. Surely the scepter of power is coming to the king soon. And in that time, it'll be lawful through the government, right? The monarchy, to throw that brick and put that bitch in the dirt, whom is a whoremonger who have done evil against her husband.
That's right.
It's going to be lawful to enact that judgment. First stone thrown by the husband.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah. And then a free-for-all. Men, women, and children, making sure that evil is taken from among us or among you in that day.
Praise be to Yah.
In which it'll be lawful to pick up a brick and go to town on these whoremongers. All praise and glory be to Yah. Now is not that time. Lest the Lord give you the spirit of judgment. Spirit jump upon you from the Lord, you're going to do what the Lord moves you to do against whom the Most High has judged. Period. It is what it is. Regardless of what happens next. Whether they take out that dude or he goes to prison or whatever. Justice is going to be served one way or another, right? But again, it is a policy of the leadership of Israel that, it'll be lawfully encouraged once we are free and up under, once the children of Israel is up under the anointed king who has a scepter of power to enact the righteous judgment. The righteous judgment. We don't encourage those to take vengeance in their own hands while in this system.
That's right.
Period, really.
That's
Because
right.
it's vengeance of the Lord is not personal vengeance.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah. So we don't encourage anyone to do anything to anyone uh, in a judgmental fashion, a hurting fashion, now you die, bitch fashion.
That's right.
While in Babylon, up under the Babylonian rule.
That's right.
Period. Right?
That's right.
Because again, you got to respect the powers, adhere the powers.
That's right.
Right? Because no power or principality it comes outside of the Most High.
That's right.
He delegates these powers and principalities. So going against them, you're going against the will of the Father.
That's right.
Unless the Most High sends a high priest, a holy man, to speak against these things in his name.
That's right.
Which is the high priest, which is I.
That's right.
Whom in the spirit of Elijah, whom the Most High sent before he revealed himself.
That's right.
Onto the children of Israel, first to the anointed king, then to the people. Most High has me standing up to these powers and principalities, revealing the truth.
Praise be to Yah.
Revealing that Trump is still the president of America. Revealing that Biden was the puppet, and that there was going to be a dictatorship after Trump left that White House, which is a dictatorship, is already there. It just hasn't come out in the open just yet because Trump is still on the scene.
That's right.
Once Trump is taken by the 144,000, bound and dropped at the feet of the anointed king of Israel, that he may parade him around the children of Israel, so that the children of Israel will know that he has the power, the scepter has been given to the anointed king, that he is the true and only king of Israel, this generation. All praise and glory be to Yah.
That's right.
Period. Hamashiach is King of Kings, Lord of Lords, but there is an order. All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. The anointed King of Israel is the king of this generation, whom the Most High promised that he would raise up. Period. During this time of the last generation. We went over it several times in the Lampshades Bible Study series. Those who know, you should know. We don't have to rehearse it over and over again. You want to look into it, go back to the teachings on Lampshades Bible Study series in Lampshades Israelite Ministry on Facebook. It's right there.
That's right.
All those videos, you haven't seen all of them, right? You haven't seen all of them. Me myself, I've been watching some of the older videos, throughout the day, on the Sabbath, and so forth and so on. And that's some still good food.
Yeah, you know it.
On those videos, man.
Very yeah.
That's still full brother up.
That's right.
I mean, it's amazing hearing the prophetic, the prophecies and all the things that were said back then being reality now.
That's right.
All those things that were said back in the day, most of which have already taken place, already happening.
That's right.
COVID-19 went through, Revelation, Jew Prophecy 2020, the lockdowns. They're still doing lockdowns in China. They're still doing lockdowns in America.
That's right.
Ask those prisons what's going on in the prison houses.
That's right.
Ask those inmates, the bars. They may have hidden the barbed wire. They may have extended the range of the cattle where they can feed.
That's right.
But you still locked up.
That's right.
Period. You don't think so? Go to another country and not have the vaccination. Try to get into another country outside of America without having that vaccination. Try to come from another country legally to America and not be vaccinated. Right? You can jump over the border non-vaccinated, but those who caught at the border in those camps, best believe they're getting vaccinated. Praise be to Yah.
That's right.
So you're under lockdown, just a form in which isn't the same as the original one.
That's right.
Giving you a little space so that you can think everything's all good now. Right? Even though you can't get that 6-figure job without the vax. even though you
Right.
can't keep your job too long without the vax.
That's right.
Everything is moving towards that vax, even though the mortality rate of the vax is more than those who are unvaxxed who get COVID.
That's right.
That's their own data, you know. So what was that vax really for, right? And again, I'm not going to go too much into it. They may still hit a stuff on our YouTube channel, But whatever, man. Again, we take risks coming out talking to the children of Israel, but we do so because we know the Most High be with us.
That's right.
And if He be with us, who be against us? Who could come against us? What weapon formed against us would prosper if the Lord be with us?
That's right.
That's how we can boldly tell you, O sons and daughters of Jacob, that we are indeed chosen of the Father, that we are the leadership of Israel, that our enemies are going down and we are what comes next.
That's right.
Without fear of what Esau going to say about it, what the government's going to do about it, what these enemies are going to do about it, including the UN, including these other nations, including Putin and Xi Jinping and whomever.
That's right.
We don't fear them. We don't fear nobody other than the Yah of Israel.
That's right.
Period. And point blank.
That's right.
Oh, ye sons and daughters of Jacob. These camps can't say that. These lone wolves on YouTube and Facebook, these man-made religions can't tell you that, right? That's why they're doing all these various different things to try to hide who they are.
That's right.
That's why they're changing. They're not saying vax. They're saying something in the arm. They're hitting their arm like a fucking monkey. They're doing sign language to show you what they're talking about because they have fear of reprisal.
That's right.
We can give a fuck.
You know it.
Point blank and period.
You know it.
Because we don't fear. You got people saying, well, that's not very tactful. They should have all kind of different strategies and plans on how not to get overturned by the U.S. government. We don't need strategies and plans.
That's right.
The only plan we need is to get with the Most High and do whatever He tells us to do.
That's right.
The only strategy is open your mouth and let the word of the Lord flow through it.
That's right.
The only strategy is abide by those laws, statutes, and commandments, doing the will of the Father.
That's right.
To seek the kingdom of the Most High and all other things be added to it.
That's right.
To get up under the chosen leadership of Israel, to be in order. Yah
right.
the Father, Hamashiach, then the leadership, then you.
That's right.
Point blank and period. If you in order, you meek and you humble, you seeking righteousness, you got nothing to be afraid of.
That's right.
What you trembling for? What you scared about? You don't have to get worried if you're in order.
That's right.
Leadership ain't worried about their bills being paid. Why are you?
That's right.
Leadership ain't worried about being found in a ditch somewhere, being gone missing, like these black women going missing, being hauled off and thrown into prison. They tried. Don't get it twisted.
That's right.
They tried to haul us off and throw us in prison and keep us in and keep that door closed. But they failed.
That's right.
And that's because of the Most High, man.
You know it.
And they continue to fail. So if the Most High has given us victory, how can we be defeated? How can you be defeated, O sons and daughters of Jacob?
That's right.
Whether you like it or not, you got a king that's breathing, that was born in your generation, that went through the heartaches that you go through, that is humble, that's meek, that's seeking righteousness. All have sinned and gone short of the glory of the Most High.
Right.
And He's looking for the redemption as you are looking for the redemption.
That's right.
He is on the narrow road as you are on the narrow road. You know, he's hearkening unto the word of the Lord, putting the mouth of the high priest, as you should hearken unto the word of the Lord, put into the high priest, mouth of the high priest.
That's right.
That you may be ready when the Most High reveals himself, that you may be the people in which he sent the high priest to bring forth. You know, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing, all you sons and daughters of Jacob. So when you're hearing about uh, food not being in Walmart and Costco and all these different places, water not being available anymore there, the prices of gas being $10 and above. You know, when you're seeing riots in the streets, and they're coming again more frequently, right? Riots, food riots, political riots. When you hear these things going on, don't join them and don't be afraid.
That's right.
When that war is announced, they're like, oh, they're not going to announce a war anymore. They're going to announce that draft.
That's right.
So if they're announcing that draft, best believe we're gonna know they're at war.
That's right.
Whether they openly say, yeah, we're actually literally at war, or whether they don't. When they enact that draft, you're gonna know.
That's right.
And those wicked men of Israel who are entertaining someone else's wife, you're gonna be caught up in that draft.
That's right.
The Most High is gonna remove you from the playing field. O you sons and daughters of Jacob, though whom this applies to. You ain't following the chosen leadership of Israel. You ain't in order. You ain't by the laws, statutes, and commandments. You're not being meek and humble, seeking righteousness. Again, all have sinned, we know. All have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High.
That's right.
But who do you serve?
That's right.
Who are you following? Who are you? What are you doing with your time?
That's right.
You either following the Most High through the Mashiach up under the leadership. Are you following the devil, man?
That's right.
Under these wicked powers and principalities, under these Edomites, or under the Vaxxed, which are the new society of the one world government. You're either on one side or the other.
These 501c3 church try to deal with the devil camps.
Either or, but they ain't leading nothing. It's really the devil over them.
Oh yeah.
It always streams. There's only two sides of the equation.
That's right.
Just like we don't represent ourselves, we represent the Most High.
That's right.
Through the Hamashiach.
That's right.
These 501c3 church try to deal with the devil camps don't represent themselves either.
That's right.
But they don't represent the Most High. They represent the devil, in which they have that deal with the devil.
That's right.
Through the 501c3. And if you didn't know, now you know. So it's either one or the other. Period. Most High makes it so simple. You either with us or you're against us. Praise be to Yah.
Praise be to Yah.
And it's the Most High you're against. And it's the Most High you're with if you're with us.
That's right.
Again, if you love the Most High, then love also Yahshua HaMashiach. And love also the chosen leadership in which the Most High has chosen.
That's right.
Period. You can't say you love the Most High if you hate Yeshua, if you hate the chosen leadership. You can't say you down with the Most High if you ain't down with Yeshua and you ain't down with the chosen leadership.
That's right.
There is an order. And we've taught you this through the Lampshade Bible Study series. Those who are learned, which all of you should be, you should know what I'm referring to in the scriptures.
That's right.
We don't come in our own name. We come in the name of the Most High Yah. It is He who we represent.
That's right.
Those who are with us are with Him. Those who are not with us are not with Him. It don't matter what kind of ministry you got. It don't matter who you following. If you ain't with whom the Most High has chosen, you're going to go down in that day.
That's right.
Hauled off to that war or starving here in America with no food, no water.
That's
Maybe
right.
maybe you too old for that war.
That's right.
Maybe they don't want your old ass in their military. But you ain't gonna have food, you ain't gonna have water in America soon come. It's gonna be worse than it is in Africa.
That's right.
With the ants and the flies buzzing around your heads and buzzing around your bellies. Period. And if their dad is judged, then their children's gonna be judged too. Those who are under the age of accountability.
That's right.
If your dad isn't with the chosen leadership and he's hungry, he got no food, no water, he's going through the starving, then so will his children.
That's right.
If they be under the age of accountability. Now, if they're over the age of accountability and they've seen this truth, they came back to the Most High Spirit and truth, good for you.
That's right.
But if you under the age of accountability, don't be thinking, the dad's wicked, the house is wicked, but his 3-year-old baby, Most High ain't gonna do nothing to him. Most High ain't gonna do nothing. This is a little baby, man. Most High ain't gonna do anything to this baby. Most High ain't gonna make this baby's belly big and flies flying around this baby. Most High ain't gonna put his wrath upon this baby because of what the dad did, because the dad didn't want to listen, because the dad seen the chosen leadership on YouTube and Facebook and turned the channel, because the dad was talking about the anointed king of Israel ain't his king, the high priest of Israel ain't his high priest, because he was talking mess and some hidden Facebook channel, Facebook page. Most High ain't gonna punish the baby. Baby didn't know no better. Baby didn't agree or didn't know what his dad was doing. Come on, guys, look at this little cute baby. Who wouldn't do anything? Who would do something to this baby? Understand, all you sons and daughters of Jacob. The Most High is not to be mocked.
That's right.
If he says it will come to pass, surely it will.
It will come to pass.
Best believe it, all you sons and daughters of Jacob.
Wherever you are.
Did not in the days of old, did not Israel during a famine, during an encampment of the enemy, didn't they eat their own children due to hunger, due to starvation? The same Yah who was over them then is the same Yah who over us now.
That's right.
So if he allowed his people to eat their own children because of their haughtiness and hard-headedness as a judgment, what makes you think he won't bring famine to you now and cause your little babies' bellies to be big, no food because they're swollen, flies buzzing around their heads? Isn't that what's happening to those in Africa?
That's right.
Didn't they go through all that and going through it even to this day? You know what's going to happen to Babylon is going to be 2 to 7 times greater than what's going on in the world.
That's right.
So what makes you think, if you're wicked, that the judgment that comes upon you ain't going to fall upon your sweet babies who are under the age of accountability? That somehow they're going to be spared, though the judge is upon you. No. They're going to go through just like you're going to go through. Because now you have the time to open your eyes and turn back to the Most High in spirit and truth, to repent of your wicked ways, your wicked lifestyles, to be humble and meek and seek righteousness through whom the Most High has chosen.
That's right.
This isn't in secret. Most High has the chosen leadership telling you they're chosen, showing you in the scriptures where we're located. Right?
Right.
Through the ministry. Telling you straightforward, we come in the name of the Most High Yah.
That's right.
If it wasn't true, we'd be dead by now. For surely the Most High keeps his name.
That's right.
Surely he does. You don't see anybody else talking about they come in the name of the Lord and is around too long before they're taken out.
That's right.
There was a white dude went to Africa trying to play like the son of the Most High, and he died on his way back home thinking he was going to take all that money with him. Most High just took him away, took him out. You got the comforter, this Israelite dude talking about he was the comforter that the Most High sent, and he was taken out. apparently died of COVID.
Apparently.
So, if it not be true, we wouldn't be breathing.
That's right.
Best believe it, oh you sons and daughters of Jacob. We wouldn't be breathing. But we have been breathing all this time because the Most High said so.
That's right.
That's how we knew. He's the one who said we wouldn't perish. That's how we know. Neither one of us.
That's right.
Period. It doesn't mean we ain't gonna get old. I mean, we got old. We got diabetes and all kind of stuff. High blood pressure. Doctors talking about, I don't know how you guys are. I don't know how you breathing. I don't know how you still walking. You should have been dead by now.
And I was back in the day because we don't see doctors anymore.
Yeah, I was back in the day.
I was back in the day when they said that one.
All praise and glory be to Yah. But obviously, niggas still living the same lifestyle. Eating the same foods. We ain't taking diabetic medication or any of that stuff.
None of these all the drugs.
Whatever the case may be.
Those things.
Those things. All praise and glory be to Yah. I mean,
they prescribed.
Brother got a wife now, so I mean.
Oh, baby. Just the diabetic stuff.
Just to be all truth about it, Obviously, again, since it come up, brother taking that blue pill. Those who know what a blue pill is, I ain't talking about the blue pill in the Matrix. I'm talking about the blue pill to make a brother keep up with younger wives. Multiple wives or whatever. Again, I'm being vague. All praise and glory be to Yah. I mean, dude, can you blame me? I mean, come on now. All praise and glory be to Yah. I praise the Most High first. And I need a little backup, man. I mean, shit. Praise be to Yah. I mean, it is what it is.
Baby,
all praise and glory be to Yah. I mean, we've talked about these things in the past. Most High, have a wife come to you talking about take me back, take her back. Most High did the same for me. And we talked about it in other previous teachings or whatever have you. Right?
Baby,
the bedroom is sanctified of the Lord.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah. Your bed is sanctified of the Lord.
That's right.
Ye men of Israel. None of us is as young as we used to be. Praise be to Yah. So if the bed is sanctified of the Lord, and you with your original wife, of your youth, and when you need a little backup, do your research and get your backup. Because the Most High supports families.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah.
Baby, yeah.
So I'm gonna leave it at that. I think I've said enough. I think I've said enough of this particular issue. All praise and glory be to Yah.
Praise Most High, yeah.
It is what it is. The anointed king of Israel is celibate. As for now, praise be to Yah. But I'm sure he feels. I'm sure y'all understand what's going on here. Brother ain't trying to, have a heart attack in this shit. It is what it is. Ain't no shame in that. All praise and glory be to Yah. Yeah, if you want to laugh, they can laugh at me. Hey, I mean, brother ain't Superman. He's shit. Praise be to Yah.
Praise.
You can only go so much with, conversation, Praise be to Yah. You can only go so far. Most High, he's going to reveal himself. He's going to, give a new body unto the high priest, in which things won't no longer be, necessary. Praise be to Yah. He's going to send healing on the wings of an angel to the children of Israel, restoring them to their former glory.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
So, a plan is already in the works.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah.
Praise Most High, Yah.
We just lean on the Lord to, guide us on this way.
That's right.
But to let the men of Israel know, your bed as long as you're with the wife of your youth, is
It's
sanctified
sanctified.
of the Most High.
That's right.
So you know, you know, you got backup. You sons of Jacob.
That's right.
You gotta do some things to spice up the bedroom. Oh well.
That's right.
All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. In reason. I mean, of course, nothing evil. Obviously, of course, we've talked about these things before.
Pray be to Yah.
As long as is following the scriptures, you got backup.
That's
All
right.
praise and glory to Yah. Your bed is sanctified of the Father. He knows and is sanctified. So do not fear in that regard.
Pray be to Yah.
All praise and glory be to Yah. Anointed King of Israel, do you have anything you want to add before we go ahead and close this out?
Just listen to the high priest of Israel, O Israel. High priest of Kuma, the Most High puts his word in his mouth. All these things the Most High has had the high priest of Israel teaching you and telling you and warning you about, O children of Israel, the coming war, rumors of wars, what's going on in Ukraine, the vaccination, the China model that the Most High had the high priest of Israel telling you would come, telling us even before the death of Solomon, or even before the vaccine and the other things the Most High had the high priest of Israel telling you and teaching you and warning us about these things, and not to take these things even before they were even telling you or even admitting that they even had it years in advance, right? Most High the high priest of Israel teaching you and warning you about the coming storms, the earthquake that the Most High had the high priest of Israel prophesied and tell you about that happened, within 2 weeks, and then it's the same thing happened again within that same year. Uh, Again, you guys who watch, you guys who know, research this stuff. You guys already have an understanding of this stuff. Should have understanding of this stuff. Praise be to Yah. It's been in the ministry, been in the teachings. All these things that the Most High has had the high priest of Israel tell you and teach your children of Israel, they're coming to pass. But have faith, that faith be multiplied, so that when the next outbreak and there's or inflammation of the current outbreak, and there's thousands dying to your left and 10,000 to your right, then you won't fear. You won't have to fear, because your faith is already magnified. Your faith is already multiplied. Pray be out, so that when that draft hits and they're calling up people for the draft and they're giving signing bonuses or whatever lies and trinkets they promise them, you ain't that ain't you, right? You ain't afraid, because again, you're under the covering of the leadership. The Most High is with you, like He's with us. Praise be to Yah. Those of you who have who follow the leadership, who are under the hedge of the leadership, O children of Israel, as Most High, the High Priest of Israel, telling you, it's the Most High's hedge. It goes to Yeshua, and it's also to the leadership, and it's to those who follow the leadership. You know, there are people out there that these wicked, these powers and principalities who are fishing you, old children of Israel, out, and they're fishing for those, catching those who are not under the hedge. And so, again, faith and work leads into repentance. Listen to what the Most High put in the mouth of the high priest. Hearken and obey, O children of Israel, that you be the remnant, that you make it to the secret place through going through the wilderness. You have enough; it's sufficient for you. Those of you, O children of Israel, who hearken and obey, who listen and believe, who put into practice what the Most High is having the high priest of Israel teach you, and what the Most High has put in the high priest of Israel's mouth to tell you, O children of Israel. It is sufficient for you.
All praise and glory be to Yah the Father. And also, just make sure everybody know, again, the Anointed King of Israel is doing his yearly address January 1st, 2023, approximately at 1 p.m. Hopefully, you all are there. He does this address yearly, every year until the event, until it's time to go. Y'all willing? And I hope to see you there and in attendance. All right, so let's go ahead and take the opportunity to pray with the chosen leadership of Israel. Yah be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive those who debted against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever and ever. Oh Yah, please hear the words of thy servant whom you have chosen to be high priest. Forgive the leadership of Israel of our sins, our iniquities. Separate us from our sins, our iniquities from east to west. Forgive also the children of Israel their sins, their iniquities. Separate them from their sins, their iniquities from east to west. Secure the remnant that we lose none of them, even the heathen who cleave unto the leadership of Israel. Father, we want to thank you for this truth, this ministry. We want to thank you for putting your light upon it and spreading it to the four corners of the earth. We want to thank you for doing the heavy lifting. We want to thank you for healing the breach between my brother and I. We want to thank you, oh Father, for keeping us protected from our enemy, both foreign and domestic, for giving us mirth and abundance, more food than we can eat, more water than we can drink. We want to thank you, oh Father, for just guiding us on this narrow road, for giving us hindsight of what's coming in the future, around the bend, that we may continue to walk your way and do your will, oh Father. I want to thank you for putting your words in the mouth of the high priest, that the children of Israel may hear and understand and believe you, oh Father, and get the information and the knowledge and the teachings that you wanted them to have, that they would understand what's coming, what's next, what the new paradigm's all about, and the war that's about to take place, and the draft that's about to take place, and more importantly, understand the reason to why these things, so that the wicked among Israel can be removed from the playing field, so that the daughters of Zion can be kicked off their throne and fall into the ground desolate for the evil and the wickednesses that they've been doing and are doing in this captivity, in this Babylon. So not only would they know what was coming, but that they would also know why. You know, I'm so thankful to you, oh Father, for putting in my mouth this information, that they may know, what's to come. I want to take the opportunity to bless you, Father, to praise you and worship you, exalt your name for the heathen of the nations, that they may know that we serve the Most High Yah in spirit and truth. There's none like it unto thee. I want to take the opportunity to bless thee, bless on the begotten Son, bless the children of Israel, and bless those who bless Israel, as we patiently wait on thee to sit upon thy holy mountain, to give the scepter of power unto the anointed King of Israel, and to exhort the horn of thine anointed. We say all these things in Yahshua Mashiach's name, and the children of the Most High all say,
Shalom.
Shalom. I love you too. You know, again, thank you all for joining us here today at Addressing the Nation. Thus
Thus
saith
saith
Yah,
Yah,
you will go to war
and
enact the draft. I'm your host, the High Priest, Sakuma Zingami Lembu.
And I'm your host, he who the Most High hath, the High Priest of Israel, High Priest Sakuma, to anoint my head, making me King of Israel. I am King Lucifer. Thank you all for joining us today, and we will see you again, Yah willing, next time. Thanks and shalom.